Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 and the Survival Series. Right, so you probably noticed from that little clip at the start, all the second phase of the build is done, and I've actually really done quite a fair chunk of work, to be honest. The money that we got in the end went a hell of a long way, but not just that, I did sell 2 loads of logs, which brought me just under 20,000 extra, so I've obviously spent that, and I am pretty much now depleted. I've got 1,300 left, but by doing that I've got myself a house, a brand new home, which is, you can probably tell by the way it was. I mean, the old house was about here. Ooh, deer. Yeah, so, the old house was about here, not deer. And yeah, I've kind of like fenced it off. I've got a nice garden area now, so if we can get a ride-on mower, that'll be perfect. Put a few more trees up down this side, and then where the back end of the field was that we started off right at the start of this series and did some mowing. Around this kind of little pond bit, I've now got the house just here on the left hand side, and then we've got a nice little walkway that I've put in that goes to the back pond, and you've got to have a deck chair and a few beers. So overall, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with how this turned out. I really am. It's definitely unique now, completely unique. I mean, it doesn't look anything like No Man's Land anymore. It really doesn't. So it is now March time. I've got £1,300 in the bank account. I've got a shopping list that I want to start buying in this third year. We're going to call this year 3. And then obviously we've got 2 fields now. We've got some, obviously, a big grass field. We're going to still go to work on everything. We're going to try and make as much money as possible. Got a lot of logs still to sell. Got a lot of logs, trees to go down and chop down. We can do pretty much anything if we put the hard work in. So I will kind of walk around and talk you through what I've obviously purchased and so on. So I've moved the workshop that was originally probably over in that direction, and it's now obviously over here. So I think it works better because we can come through the main entrance and then drive this way. You've got the workshop just here, and then I've put in a brand new fuel tank, which I don't think it's actually got. Oh, it has. It's got 1,000 litres in. So not much, but some, it does the job. And I do like this fuel tank because it's kind of covered with a wooden structure. And yeah, you can tell that in this kind of map, the setting, that kind of just suits really well. So if we carry on walking around here, not much has changed over here. Sheep have started bringing in some wool. Not much, but I think, I actually think we might be maxed out soon. Unless I can fit 15, yeah. So we're not there, but they are obviously breeding quite well. Got plenty of feed in there, and yeah, we got some room for a few more, but not too many. Gonna have to bring this hay up soon and feed the 1 cow that we've now got. So if we move around here, this is where it's changed quite a bit. Put a few benches in here because, I mean, it's a nice place to sit. Pretty nice view. But we've got some chickens. I bought a big bag of wheat, so chicken feed, and I have fed them over here. Put a ball in as well because I just thought they might get bored. So we've got a ball now, just in case they want to play football. If we have a look, I've got 15 chickens. They're obviously really cheap to buy. We're not going to get many eggs at all, let's be honest, but we've got some chickens, and that's the main thing, which is something I said I wanted to do. So we're full up, got chickens, 1 rooster, and yeah, the rest are chickens. So we will start getting a few eggs soon, but not going to make an impact on our income. It really isn't, not with that amount of chickens, but it's just nice to have. So that's that done. I think the gate that I put is just there, so pretty spot on. So around here, this is where obviously most of the changes happened. This is where we did the first clearing, pretty much over here, and then we started on the second one just about here. And I was trying to go in the direction that way, with the silo kind of being my direction. Again, put some nice bench up here and a few rocks just to make it look a bit scenic. A few trees have gone in its place, and I really like this section here. It's like a focal point now of the farm. Bit of storage room over here. Don't know what I'm going to put under here, but it was pretty cheap, and yeah, nice to just have some extra undercover storage. This in the middle, if you look, coming down the main track into this area, is a nice kind of roundabout in a way. We can go around to the left or to the right. Just makes it look so much better. And then I did eventually put in the cow barn that we were talking about. So as you can tell, This is the cow barn. Got some storage up top, but it's going to be difficult to get anything up there. Our wheel loader is definitely not going to reach. We'd need some form of conveyor belt for that, and maybe the small handheld, as I call them, bales, mini bales. I've got some storage down here. Kind of made it so we've got some area over here to get to it, and obviously put anything we need in there. It could be bales, it could be anything really. We could get a feed mixer and stick that in there, but we have got a small amount of storage space with it. So it does hold, I think it's 30 cows. Let's just confirm this. 30, 35 cows. I've got one in there. This is the water trigger. That's the trigger for the obviously bringing the animals in and out. I have put a water pump just here, just to make things easier for us, so we can just transfer the water quickly. And then we've got a milk storage point, and that's pretty much it. The feeding trough's inside, so we just hop in here. The feeding trough's there, and that is pretty much it. It's basic as how we've got no point for manure, we've got no point for slurry, so we're not going to get any slurry and manure. If we do want to, I think at some point we're going to get a bigger cow shed at some point, because it is good money, milk is, so we're going to have to probably upgrade this. As soon as we've got some space at the rear, we can upgrade this, but note we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. I'm happy with this. If we get 35 cows, get them milking, feed them a bit of TMR, don't really worry about slurry and manure. We're not playing with precision farming on this playthrough, so it's not as important really. So I don't mind that, but at some point I do want to start doing like beef cattle, and I've mentioned this before, but I want a massive open clearing for this. I'm going to get like a really nice open pasture, and have them just breeding out there, and then we can take them and sell them when they get to a certain age. I'd say that's probably the best bet. So on the right hand side is the big field. I say it's the big field, but actually looking in the map, it was quite misleading. So if we click on, I think I need to go to that one. Click on Field 2, which is now what I've called it, Crop Field 2. 2.24 acres, whereas Crop Field 1 is actually bigger, which is pretty deceiving, because I've always thought that was a pretty small field, but this is not massive, but it's... I honestly thought this was bigger, but maybe it's just misleading. But we've got double the space now, and that's the main thing. And this is all ploughed into the field. I've ploughed, fenced it all off, kind of give it a bit of a headland. It's only narrow, but it'll do the job. So this needs a bit of work. We're going to try and get this limed in this episode, and I think then we're going to try and probably plant in. I'm thinking of doing maize. Not too fussed about straw. Don't really need straw. I mean, technically, if we have a look at the cows, they don't even require straw at all. They just want water and feed. So we don't need straw anyway. If we have a look at the sheep and the chickens, they also don't require any straw. So really, straw isn't the most important thing right now, and I want to try out some different crops. So I'm going to say we'll do some corn, but to do that we're going to need a planter. Now I think this is a perfect time. Before I carry on showing you the rest, there isn't much left anyway, just these few barns and just another entrance down there. I think it's a perfect time for me to talk about a shopping list that I've got. So for the year 3, I've kind of made a list of things that I'm probably going to aim for. And I want a bigger trailer. Only because it's easier to get a bigger trailer. If we need it for silage, it's going to be good at the end when we want to sell it. That's the only reason that I'd say we need a bigger trailer. It's just for selling silage, because it is a big job. And I do want to do the exact same again. I want to fill up the bunker. It's good money. Do some silage bales as well. So I think a bigger trailer to hold loose product is going to be ideal. So that's on my shopping list. So the second thing on my shopping list is a better forage wagon. The one that we've got currently is pretty nice. It's suited to this map. It's a small piece of kit, but it's a nightmare. It's basically a nightmare. It really is. It's too slow. It doesn't hold that much. And I want something that I can drag around with the big Landini now and get a bit of an improvement on that side. So we're going to try and aim for a new forage wagon. Now we are going to be looking in the second-hand market like always for all this, and I have been looking. There's nothing just yet that we can see. So it is still pretty early days. Another thing that I wanted to do, now this is going to be difficult, but I wanted a better wheel loader or a telehandler. Now, every mod that I've got currently, there is nothing in the comparison of price range than what we got the current wheel loader. I want to get something that's a little bit more modern. I can obviously have a higher reach. And second thing, we've got a bit of a glitch or a texture error going on when it's using a bucket. So that's a good reason alone to try and swap it out. So that's going to be difficult. I'd say that's our main aim. Then we're going to need a feed mixer, because obviously we've got some cows. We want to try and get a cheap TMR mixer. Nothing too expensive, nothing too fancy, just does the job. but feed we can obviously mix some TMR. And then I think the most important thing to buy first is a planter. Obviously, we need a planter before we even start getting to grips on even thinking about planting in anything like corn, sunflowers, anything along them lines. We're going to need a planter. But then that's also going to bring with it another header. Now our harvester doesn't come with a bison header that's made for corn. We're going to have to get something else and use it with the bison. Now we can get one for around 15,000, so we can obtain it. I mean, we take 2 trailer loads of logs, and we've got it. Same with the planter. I think that's about 15,000, 20,000. So we can get this stuff. It's not an issue. We're going to sell, obviously, all the logs that I've moved from where they were basically in this area, and I said I was going to move them. So these are the logs that are left. There's quite a few of them, a few trailer loads still. We're going to sell all them, see what money we've got, and then we'll move on and, yeah, purchase what we need. But I think planter first. We don't need to then get the header straight away. I think maybe a feed wagon, if we're looking at getting something straight away, trailer, you know, along them lines. That's the main aim. We don't need any tractors. We're all good for horsepower now. But yeah, I think we definitely need to focus on getting a planter so we can at least try some different crop types out. So I'll quickly just run through this. This is a shed. Originally I was going to put bales in it, but because I've got that storage area down the bottom and not many bales at the moment, so I'm kind of just keeping it for logging equipment. It doesn't have to be that. When we get more animals, eventually this could be perfect for straw, hay bales, anything like that. So this is the main aim of it. Rushing through here, this is where I'm going to be keeping my vehicles. So I've got a harvester, and then it's got space for the 2 other tractors, so my Landini and my John Deere with the Hurleyman. So that's basically for this. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing going on really around the back. It's just a few extra details that I've put in. There is some space. There's also a tree that was here. It was kind of encroaching in the shed, so I chopped it halfway, got on top of the roof and did that. So this is just sitting there now like that. I kind of like it, so I'm going to stick with it and leave it like that. But yeah, they're pretty much now, if we look at the map and if I just kind of point out where we're going to be starting to make the 3rd clearing for phase 3 of the build, eventually we'll be going into this clearing. I haven't got a clue yet what I'm going to do. I haven't got a clue. I'm hoping over the next few episodes before we get onto the 4th year, I'll have an idea. If we don't have any ideas and we haven't really made as much money as we want to, we can always skip it and do the 3rd phase of the build in year 4. Yeah, year 4. So there's no rush on it, but we know we're going to be heading pretty much in this direction. So if I bring up the map and just give you an idea of that. So we own pretty much all the way these blocks here. So we don't own past that line. So we can go in this direction now quite a bit. We could even double the area that we've already got. It's not a problem at all. And I think it is probably better to go in this direction and do like a square chunk here. So that's going to be the 3rd clearing. It's going to make its way around the back of the cow shed. And we can have something else going on around here. I think that'll look pretty cool. So finally what I did, and I did this pretty much just for the looks of it, I thought it was pretty cool. So what I've done is put in a couple of bridges, connected them together, and then we've got a little pond in the middle, and it is, like I said, just pretty basic, but it looks pretty good. So now we've got an entrance and an exit, depending on how you're looking at it, to the grass field, which is going to make things a lot easier than going out and coming round. So if we want to just get directly into the grass field and out of the grass field to get to something over here, we've now got a route for that. So hopefully you agree that this is an improvement on what we originally had. I mean, we're taking good strides on this series, we really are. And I have to say, out of all the series I'm playing, I actually find this the most enjoyable. It means I can be more creative on this. I can make something out of pure imagination, because we all know what No Man's Land looks like at the start. It looks absolutely nothing like this. And the way I started this series, I had already created something different, just unique to this series itself. And I think now it's even more creative and yeah, even more unique. And I like doing this. It makes the game even more fun to just start from scratch, build your own farm, and obviously terraform the land as well at the same time. So I think that's enough chatting. Again, I don't want the videos to go on too long. So we're going to sell now quickly 2 load of logs. Now, we're only doing that just to bring our money up. We don't need to really buy anything in this episode. I do want to do some lime spreading, so we might have to buy some lime. I will just check how much I've got left as I go around here. Right, so let's just quickly pull up here. So we've got, I think that's solid fir, to be honest. I think that is. Or is it lime? I think it is lime. I forgot now, but I think it is lime after all. So we got lime anyway. We can hopefully spread some lime on the field. It pretty much just needs that, and then we can start planting. Now, like I said, we're going to do 2 loads here. I've already loaded this one up with logs. I have to be careful and turn. I didn't want to turn too sharp then, because it can tip this can. I've had a few nightmares with this trailer tipping. You think it wouldn't be so easy, but it really is quite easy to tip this. But yeah, the second one we'll just load up manually, and then we'll go sell that, and then I think that'll be enough. Right, so that's the first load. There you go, 9,126. Not bad at all. It just brings the money up so quick, it really does. I wonder if we just hop over here. I know this is probably not safe. I have put them there for a reason, but I was wondering if I can actually see from up here a bit of the farm. I can see some of it. And it gives you an idea of whereabouts we are and how high up we do actually travel to get to this sawmill. I mean, I doubt this sawmill makes much money, really, unless it gets dropped off by a plane or a helicopter. But yeah, we'll head back. I'll start loading up another one, and yeah, we'll try and double our money here. 20 grand, I'll be over the moon. Right, so let's just, I'd say, just trying to think of the angle to pick these up on. Let's make a start on them ones there. They look like they're pretty beefy. And then we'll start loading them in from the field. I think that'll make more sense. I mean, with this second load, technically we could actually go and buy a planter, but we'll get the field prepped first. There's no rush. As long as we get it all set up and the money then to go and buy the planter, it'll be good. Got seeds as well. Now, I will be doing the lime. I actually fancy doing it. I could have set it up as a course play, but I will be doing it. I mean, we have only got that tiny little spreader. Bit of a pain, really, when you think about it, but I've already got a big enough shopping list. See how we get on for money before we start thinking about improving things like that. Oh, didn't like that. Just about got them. Right, so there we go. I've just loaded up a second trailer. It's not entirely full. There is a bit of space, but I just thought this should be enough for what we need. It's not too bad. So we'll just head up, get this sold, and then we'll get set up and start doing some spreading. As soon as we get that lime done, I think, yeah, not too bad for this episode. Not as productive as normal, but pretty good. It does get a lot easier with this tractor. Makes a massive difference. We still got 7,800 with that, so that's not bad at all. You could see the difference. It was only small, but still a good earning. We're at 18 grand, so we've got a nice bit of cash now sitting in the bank as reserve. We will be making obviously a lot more as well. With the logs we've still got remaining, got plenty of trees to chop down. I think it is quite achievable for us to go and hit our targets at that shopping list. I know the wheel loader, unless I find a mod, we're talking, I think we're talking about 80,000 to get a decent wheel loader, at least 80 grand. So that is going to be a lot of money. But we remember as well, we've still got some soybeans to sell in, I think it might be June. June time's the best. So it's not much, 7,800 litres, but it's still some good money. I think it's currently around £700 per 1,000 litres, whereas the peak price for soybeans is 1,200. So it should be around, well, at least 10 grand. We're going to hopefully get at least £10,000 for that. And if we do it again with this field, for example, we're now going to we would get 20,000 because we're obviously got double the space now of fields to work on. Right, so let's just park this up here. Obviously don't hit the wheelbarrow. And then what we'll do is we'll get set up, we'll get this field sorted out. Right, so I'm in the field all prepped. Quickly I just fed the cow, well it is just the cow, so it's just the cow, 4,500 litres, so 1 bale of hay, and it hasn't really done much at all. And I've taken this and filled it up twice with water, which is 2,000 litres because it only holds 1,000, and given it some water. So at least the cow has got a bit of food just to tide itself over for a little bit, but I'll just quickly show you that. So you can see 2,000 litres of water, hardly anything, and just 1 bale of hay. So that's that done anyway, because I didn't want to leave that. I actually forgot about that when I started the episode. So yeah, we're going to go round and do this. Now I have brought 2 big bags of lime, just because we're probably going to need it. This will take quite a bit. We haven't got an animation of the lime spreading. That is a shame. So I am going to just go round the edge one time, the headland, and then I'm going to use a bit of GPS, and we're going to get through this. Now I already did a montage at the start of the video, so I'm not going to do another one. I am just going to crack on with this, get it done quickly, because before I end the video I also want to do shout outs again from Discord. So I have got a few members to shout out, we've got some pictures to show off again, so I'll make sure I allocate some time of the video for that. Happy days. So let's lift that back up. I mean, as soon as we're done with the headland, we can obviously use the GPS to go around. Now that line in the middle, haven't got a clue why it won't vanish. I really don't understand that one, I'll be honest. It's like it's just telling me which way is forward. But, I have tried to find the option for that, so I am missing. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it. But the one thing I do like about precision farming is lime does last a lot longer. It does. It still gets consumed quite quick, but I mean, when you're using something like this, you can see how much it actually rinses through. I don't even think we'll have enough lime to do all this, in all fairness. I think we'll have to purchase a few more big bags, because you can see we're already emptied on the second one, pretty much. So what I'll do is I'll crack on with this, I'll get it done the best I can with the amount of lime I've got, and then I'll cut back in when I've made a bit of progress or I've either ran out of lime. Right, so welcome back. I've done the whole field, just about made it. I don't know how much we got left in this big bag. Oh, we got half left in this, so we've used pretty much a bag and a half, 1,500 litres, just a little bit over. But yeah, not too bad. I mean, bit of a nightmare with the GPS that I'm running. I might actually swap that out for the one I'm using on Calmsden and the one that I've been using pretty much on all my other series that I've done since FS22. Might switch it out. It just means that I might lose the option to use the front diff and rear diff unless I can use them together. But I'll have a look at that. Right, so before we end the episode, I just want to quickly give a shout out again from my Discord. So, like previous months, what's been happening is we pick a member of the month, and then also each month everyone keeps sharing their pictures, screenshots from the game, and then they get selected into a channel called Hall of Fame for that month, and then from that all the moderators and admins pick their top 3, and we do that with a point system. So you pick whoever you pick for the first place gets 3 points, 2 points per second, and then third place gets 1 point, and then from that we tally up all the points and see who got the best picture from the month. And then the person that gets first place gets the screenshot pro roll. They get to keep that and so on. It's just a bit of fun, really, but it's obviously just to show off what everyone else is doing within the game on my channel. So the first thing I want to do is give a massive shout out to Scottish. He has been given Member of the Month for the month of April. Now, he has been very helpful with multiplayer. He's gone out of his way to make some custom logos for the server. So on multiplayer, all the production buildings that Cookie's been making, they've each got custom logo it's usually been designed as well for a player that's been on the last map, so it's pretty unique. We've got all types of production buildings with all these custom logos, and they are really impressive. So it stood out as something that obviously takes a lot of time and effort, and he's made it just for the multiplayer server within the Discord. So I just want to say a massive thank you for that. I really do appreciate that, and I know a lot of other people do as well. They look pretty cool. Yeah, and I think they've gone down a treat. I also want to say thank you for being so helpful within the server. I noticed that you've been helping a lot of people out. When people have got questions, it could be someone that's brand new to the game. You've been helpful in trying to show them any information they've been trying to gather. So a big thank you to Scottish for that. Really do appreciate it. And a justified member of the month. So now I'm going to move on to the pictures. So again, top 3 pictures from April. So I'm going to go start with third place. So in third place, this was a picture by Mr. Saltness 6310. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Now this was voted third place. It's obviously a harvester, nice sunset setting. I think a lot of the pictures that people like the most are that kind of sunset vibe to it. So yeah, this picture was in third place, voted for, and it's by Mr. Saltness 6310. So in second place, this is a picture that was shared by Levi, and again, it's another sunset picture, but it's quite simple, this one is, but it has a massive effect. It really does. It's quite dark, but you obviously can see the contrast from the sunset, yeah, the tractor, you can just make it out. It's a really nice picture by Levi, and this was voted second place. So finally, in first place, this picture was shared by TW Agri, and he's been granted the Screenshot Pro for the month of April. And this, as you can see, is a pretty amazing picture. Nice sky, bit of sunset, bit of sunrise. I think it is more of a sunset. It always confuses me how you can distinguish between the two, but I think it is a bit of a sunset. And as you can see, a nice Richard Western trailer there. And I think he's on Carmsden, but that is a really nice screenshot. So congratulations to TW Agri for that one. That was voted the most popular picture from the month of April. So again, a massive shout out to everyone that sends these pictures. I really do love looking through these, and I think everyone from the Discord as well enjoys seeing them, seeing what's been selected. And then also, the moderators and admins also enjoy voting on them and just trying to give something small, even if it's just a shout out in a video or a role, just something back and show what everyone else is doing within the game. So on that note, I am going to leave the video there. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it every single time. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.